Welcome everyone to TechSphere. Today we're doing a deep dive on, well, kind of a battle of the bots. ChatGPT versus Google Gemini.
It's a really interesting time right now for AI chatbots.
It really is. I feel like every day there's a new article like ChatGPT can now do this or Gemini learned that. So how do you, as someone who wants to use these AIs, keep up with it all?
Well, first, it helps to understand, I think, like the core of each platform. So ChatGPT, that's the one from OpenAI, they kind of kicked this whole thing off back in 2022.
It's been around for a minute.
Yeah, and at the base of it are the GPT language models. You've probably heard of GPT 3.5, GPT-4. There's GPT-4o and GPT-4 mini now, too.
Okay, so there's a lot of GPTs.
There are a lot of GPTs.
What does that even mean, GPT? Does that matter for someone who's just trying to write a better email?
Well, those underlying models, those GPTs, that's where ChatGPT gets its power. The biggest thing is that it's really good at text-based tasks.
So that's writing, translating.
Exactly. And it can write in different styles and tones, so that email you're talking about, it can do that.
Perfect. So if I need to summarize a report or translate something, that's what ChatGPT is best at.
ChatGPT can do those. It can, and it can also do things like write code or help you with creative content. There's a lot it can do.
It's very busy AI.
It's busy, and they also have a bunch of different plans. There's a free one everyone can use, but there's also Plus and Team and Enterprise, so it scales up depending on what you need it for.
Okay, so they've got everybody covered there. Now, on the other side, Google Gemini. That's newer, right?
Yeah, Gemini came out more recently throughout 2023, and into 2024 it was being released.
And it was Google Bard before, right?
Yeah, they actually started with Google Bard, but then did a big upgrade, kind of a tech makeover, and it became Gemini.
Okay, so new name, new look, new features, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
What's Gemini's specialty?
I think the simplest way to put it is Gemini is built for research.
Research, interesting.
It's designed to go out and find information directly from the internet, real-time data.
So it's not just using what it already knows. It's like going out and doing its own little investigations.
Exactly. And it's all tied in with the rest of Google. So search, all their workspace apps like Docs and Gmail.
I can see how that would be really powerful for anyone who uses Google for work or even just everyday life.
Right. If you're already using all those other Google products, Gemini just slides right in there.
So we've got ChatGPT, the word wizard, and Gemini, the master researcher. This is already getting interesting.
And we're just getting started. There's a lot more to each platform we haven't even touched on. Their more unique capabilities, those things that really set them apart.
And we're going to get to all of that, but first, a quick word from our sponsors. And we are back talking all things ChatGPT and Google Gemini. So we've covered some of the basics, but there's a lot more to these AIs than just writing faster.
There really is. And a lot of the really exciting developments are happening in what's called multimodality, which basically means...
It means the AI can understand more than one mode of information, so not just text, but images, audio, eventually maybe even video.
Exactly. And both ChatGPT and Gemini are pushing the boundaries of what's possible with multimodality.
Okay, what? Give me the coolest example.
Well, with ChatGPT, one of the big things is voice. They've been working on voice interaction for a while.
Oh, yeah. I remember trying that out a while ago, but it was,
a little rough around the edges.
I was going to say robotic, but yeah.
It's gotten so much better. You don't really get that robotic sound anymore. And the speed is incredible, especially with GPT-4o. It's almost like you're having an actual conversation.
So no more waiting 5 minutes for the AI to think of a response.
Pretty much.
It's crazy to think about where this could go. Imagine having, I don't know, real-time voice mode while you're trying to clean your house and ChatGPT is giving you tips. No, put that there.
I can see it now.
That's the future I want to live in. But, okay, ChatGPT is doing voice stuff. What about Gemini? Does it talk yet?
Gemini's voice capabilities aren't quite as advanced, at least not yet. But where Gemini really shines is in its visual capabilities.
Interesting. Okay, so tell me more about that.
Well, we talked earlier about how Gemini is designed for research. And part of that is being able to pull in images. So you can ask it a question and it'll find relevant images from the internet to show you.
Oh, so it's like if I ask it about, I don't know, the solar system, it can show me pictures of the planets.
Exactly. It can give you visual context for whatever you're researching.
That's pretty neat. Is it just using Google Images or something?
It can pull from Google Images, but Gemini also have its own AI image generation built in.
Oh, so like DALL-E for ChatGPT.
Kind of, but with Gemini, the image generation is free.
Oh, wow. So you don't have to pay extra to get those AI ARC features. That's a big deal for a lot of people.
Definitely. And another cool thing is that because it's all tied in with Google, you can easily take those images you find or create in Gemini and use them in Docs or Gmail.
Yeah, that integration is huge. It's all one seamless experience.
Oh.
Okay, so ChatGPT has the voice stuff going on. Gemini is all about the visuals.
And there's even more. One of the coolest things about ChatGPT is its customization.
Ooh, customization. I like where this is going.
Right. So you can actually create your own custom versions of ChatGPT. They call them GPTs.
So it's like a mini ChatGPT that you've trained yourself.
Exactly. You can train it on specific data or topics.
So I could have a GPT that's an expert on like 18th century French poetry.
You could, or one that knows everything about your company's product catalog.
That's wild. And I'm assuming you can share these with people.
You can. So you could build a GPT for your team at work or for a specific project you're working on.
It's like ChatGPT saying, here's this amazing AI, but also you can make it even more amazing by making it your own.
Exactly. It's a really powerful tool for anyone who wants to go beyond the basics.
So we've got ChatGPT, the adaptable chameleon, and Gemini, the research guru. This is a tough one.
It is, but luckily we've got a little more time to break it all down and help you decide which AI is right for you.
Okay, so we've spent a lot of time talking about what makes ChatGPT and Google Gemini special. Even, I would say, impressive.
Definitely impressive.
But now I'm sure some people are thinking, okay, but which one do I actually use? Like, what's better?
And that's the question, isn't it? The truth is, there's not one that's just straight up better than the other. It depends what you're trying to do.
Right, we all have different needs. So if I had to sum it up, what should people think about when choosing between ChatGPT and Gemini?
Well, with ChatGPT, the big thing is still those language skills. If you need something that can write really well in different styles, even code, ChatGPT is probably going to be your go-to.
It's the better writer, for sure. And we can't forget about those custom GPTs. That's such a cool feature, being able to tailor it to your exact needs.
For sure. And as those get more advanced, who knows what people will come up with.
Now with Gemini, it sounds like the focus is more on research and getting the information you need quickly.
Definitely. If your work involves a lot of research or you just like having the most up-to-date info, Gemini's integration with the internet is super powerful. And then there's the visuals, being able to see images, create your own. It's a different way of interacting with information.
Right. Maybe if you're more of a visual learner, Gemini might be a good fit.
Could be.
I do have to ask, though, with all this amazing AI stuff, are there downsides?
That's the thing. Right now, these are still tools in development. They're getting better all the time, but they can still make mistakes or misunderstand what you're asking.
So you can't just blindly trust them.
Exactly. You have to use your own judgment, double-check things, especially if you're using the information for something important.
It's a good reminder that no matter how smart these AIs get, we still need to be smart about how we use them.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
So for our listeners who are ready to jump into the world of AI chatbots, what's the best way to get started?
Honestly, just try them out. Both ChatGPT and Gemini have free versions. You can play around, see what each one is like, what can do. There's no risk in experimenting and seeing which one clicks for you.
I love that advice. And who knows, maybe in a few months there'll be a whole new AI chatbot for us to explore. That's the exciting part. It feels like this technology is just getting started.
Totally agree. It's going to be an interesting next few years, that's for sure.
Well, on that note, we'll wrap things up here. Thank you all so much for joining us for this deep dive into the world of ChatGPT and Google Gemini. Don't forget to like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Until next time, stay curious.